Okay. Welcome everybody to the webinar. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Eric Johnson, creator of Teamzy. We're going to have some fun tonight. I'm going to take you guys through how to get started right with Teamzy to become a Power Hour boss. I even have it on my t-shirt. I don't know if you can see it. Power Hour boss. Okay. Here's what we'll do. I'll take you through just a quick introduction. We're going to jump right into Teamzy. I'm going to take you right through, show you how to set it up. I will show you how to do a Power Hour, how to connect with 20 people in 15 minutes, how to do follow-ups, how to invite people to business, the whole process, all the way through how to bring them into your team, okay? I'll show you how to do it in Teamzy as you go, so you don't have to go back and do any logging. It's just happening organically as you go, okay? So let's jump over there real quick. Okay, so you guys now are seeing my presentation. Get started right with Teamzy, become a Power Hour boss. Okay, just really quick about me. For those of you who have never met me before, I mentioned I'm the creator of Teamzy. My background is business coaching. I've been a business coach and consultant for 15 years or so. Helping people build their business, teaching people how to build their business based on relationships. I fell into network marketing by accident. Literally, it was just found some products that really helped me, really changed my life. I started sharing them just because I was excited about what was happening for me. And then I noticed, wow, this is a great business. What a great business opportunity it is. And so as I went after the business, I thought about it from the perspective of a professional business consultant and said, okay, first thing that I need to do is figure out what tools are available so I can leverage my time. See, I only had about an hour a day to build my business. How many of you can relate to that? Busy lives, right? And the truth is you don't need more than an hour a day. So we started looking for tools. I needed a system that would let me stay in touch with all of my contacts. Okay, I wanted to stay in touch with all of them. Also, I needed to know when to contact them and when not to. In other words, I didn't want to have to spend 2 hours planning my Power Hour. I just wanted to be able to do it. Does that make sense? I just wanted something that would tell me, here's who to connect with today. Also, I wanted to know what to say to them so that I'm not staring at the screen wondering, oh my gosh, what in the world can I say to these people? And also a way to follow up seamlessly so that nobody ever falls through the cracks. Has it ever happened to you guys? Yeah, it happens to all of us. People fall through the cracks like crazy. That's why you need a system like I'm going to show you that's watertight so you can't lose anybody. So we started looking for that. I figured it's got to exist, right? There's like 20 million people doing network marketing. So we started looking for it, and I needed one more thing. It had to be easy for me to use. I am not good with technology. I know that you guys probably think I am Mr. Teamzy techie guy. The truth is we built Teamzy because I don't know how to use that other stuff. It's too complicated. CRMs, people hate CRM. It's so complicated and difficult to use. So you know where this is going. It didn't exist, so we built it. That's what I'm going to show you tonight is Teamzy. It's the system that lets you do all those things in 1 hour a day. Can stay in touch with everybody, not have to think about who to connect with. Just tells you. Helps you know what to say so you don't sit around thinking about what to say. And it keeps you on track and on top of everybody so nobody falls through the cracks. You do it all in less than an hour a day. How cool is that? Pretty cool. So just a little background on Teamzy. In just a little more than 2 years, we've had more than 70,000 network marketers use Teamzy, which is amazing and humbling and wonderful. Also, our active users are averaging 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. Okay? 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days is what our active users are doing. I'm going to show you tonight what those active users are doing. So if you do what I'm going to demo you, you'll be right in that ballpark. Okay? All right, let's jump back out. Hold on one sec. Don't worry, I'm still here. Boom, there I am. Okay, let's get into Teamzy. Let's do this. Where is it? Oh no, Teamzy's gone. No, it's not. It's just right there. All right, so you're looking at my Teamzy dashboard. There are, I lost track, more than 60 versions of Teamzy currently that are customized to different networks. So this screen may look a little bit different than what you're used to seeing when you log into Teamzy, but functionally it's exactly the same. I'm demonstrating what's called Teamzy Standard. That's our generic version. It can go for any network. It hasn't been customized yet. So just bear with me, and you're gonna just translate the lingo. When I say distributors and you call it something else like consultant or promoter or whatever, then just translate it in your mind. Make sense? Okay. So here's the Teamzy dashboard. If you haven't already seen it, this is what it looks like. There's a couple of cool things on here, and then I'll show you how to set this up. Today's activities right here, this top bar, these are your goals for today. One of the things Teamzy does is it helps you focus on only what you can do today. Okay, so we're gonna set goals in a second, and then Teamzy will tell you what your daily strategy is gonna be. Power hour right here in the middle, this big power hour block, this is the engine room for Teamzy. This is where we're gonna do our power hour, and it's gonna make you so unbelievably efficient. It serves up your 4 lists, your prospects, your customers, your distributors, and your follow-ups for you. It gives you 5 at a time so you cannot get overwhelmed. Keeps you focused so you can't skip around. And it just literally tells you who's up next. You log your activities over here on the right as you go, so you don't have to come back and do any homework logging later. You do it as you go. Pretty sweet, right? Okay, so first things first, let's get this set up. If you haven't already started using Teamzy, you go to teamzy.com and get a free trial. It's 30 days for free. Okay, go use it for 30 days. 30 days for free. We don't ask for your credit card or anything weird like that. We don't want anything. We just want you to use it and love it, okay? So go in there and set that up, and after your 30 days, when you're in love, then you can talk to us about doing a subscription, okay? So once you start your free trial, it'll take you into the setup wizard. Mine's been dismissed, but I can launch it right here. Where are we? Setup wizard. Okay, the setup wizard is designed to help you set this thing up, make it easy, okay? There's a little video there from me, great. You can subscribe to get tips and tricks from Facebook Messenger, great, next. So here's what we're gonna do in Setup Wizard. We're gonna set an income goal, number 1. Then we're gonna help you create a powerful why, number 2. And then number 3, we're gonna get your contacts into Teamzy so they're all in one place, super mega organized, no more running around after your sticky notes and your pads of paper and your spreadsheets you never update, okay? It'll all be in one place, okay? So first thing we'll do is set your income goal. Just put a number in here. This is your annual income, the level at which you'd like to be at 12 months in the future, okay? 12 months from now. What do you want your annual income to be 12 months from now? I put 150,000 as my goal, okay? As an example. I'm gonna click continue. Now what Teamzy does is it backwards engineers that number to tell us what you need to do to achieve it. In this case, it's connect with 4,348 people over 12 months. Okay, not bad. Great. I'm gonna click continue to the next page. This page breaks it down for me now, and it takes that huge number and it makes it something I can do on a daily basis. First, it splits it between prospects, customers, and distributors, okay? And then it breaks it down to daily. So in this case, I'm gonna connect with 9 prospects each day. By connect, by the way, I don't mean cold invite or try to sell them or try to recruit them. I literally mean connect. My goal is just to make their day. We call it the Make Someone's Day mindset. I just want to reach out, get a smile, and make their day. That's it. I'm going to connect with 9 people that way. Customers, I'm going to connect with 6 of my current or past customers today. Okay, I'm just going to connect to make their day. And then distributors on my team, 4. 9, 6, 4. That's 19 people. That is literally, for me, 15 minutes, maybe take you guys 20, okay? I'll show you how to do that. Now you can adjust these numbers. This is a suggestion based on the income goal, but let's say you're brand new and you have no distributors. Great, make that a 0 and add it over to your prospects, okay? Same thing for customers. If you have no customers, you can put it all on prospects for now. You could just make prospects 19. Are you with me? Okay, so I'm gonna put these back, except I'm gonna bump that to 10 so it's an even 20 for me. 10, 6, 4, 20, okay, great. The next goal here is invites. These are the people that you're actually inviting to the business. An invite. You're inviting them to a 3-way call, to an opportunity meeting, to coffee, to try a product, to come to a party, to go to an event. Those are invites. An invite is something specific to your business that you can follow up and get a sale or recruit from. My goal out of connecting with 20 people today is to invite 3. Why is that? Because I only invite when I uncover interest. In relationship marketing, you don't burn bridges and people don't cross the street to avoid you like in traditional network marketing, because we're not just vomiting our business on everybody. We're having conversations with people, and in those conversations, we uncover who's interested in learning more, and those are the people we invite. Make sense? Okay. Number 3, daily ads. The next one, daily ads. That's just new people you're adding to your list. Okay. Again, you can edit all these however you want, but when you're done and click continue, now it sets your dashboard up to your goals. So when we get there, when we get back to the dashboard, you'll see that my goals that we just set are on the dashboard. So they're custom to what I want to achieve. Next step is finding your why. Finding your why. Just really quick on this. I've been told a million times that I need to, by my team, that I should skip the finding your why part in this webinar because you don't really have to do this to get started using Teamzy. However, I do want to talk about it just for a minute because it's important to me. And this is why. 1 out of 2 people in the business will quit their first year. Okay, that's half. 1 out of 2 people will quit the business their very first year. And the reason why people quit is not because the products aren't awesome or because the opportunity is not good. People quit because they didn't have a good reason not to. And you've all heard people talk about, you got to find your why, you got to find your why. Oh my gosh, you got to find your why. And a lot of times we think it's some sort of deep thing that we have to go, you know, the sweat lodge in Sedona, find our inner child and you know, whatever. It's not that difficult to get. I'm going to take you through a very simple process that will help you get your first draft of your why pretty quickly. The truth is you already know your why, but it's here in your heart and we need to get it up here to your mind. Okay? Because when people say follow your heart, it's a nice thought, but it's impossible to follow your heart because your brain's in control. Your subconscious mind runs the show. And where you are now is exactly where you will always be unless you rewire the way your mind thinks. Okay, because you're exactly in your safe spot right now. Okay, so we got to get that why out. So I'm going to take you through, I'm just going to ask you 5 questions. These are in Teamzy, in the Setup Wizard. 5 questions to get you thinking. Then you create your why statement from that thought process. Okay, I'll take you through my story as an example. All right? Obviously, your story is going to be different, hopefully. If you have the exact same story as me, that's amazing. Let's connect. All right, first question, why did you become a distributor? Why did you become a distributor? Now, in my case, I had lost 60 pounds, and so I looked different. People were asking me constantly, oh my gosh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I would just tell them, oh, I did this, I did this, I did this. I wasn't getting paid for it. I wasn't a distributor. My wife said, hey, Eric, go be a distributor. You could at least get paid for all those referrals. So I did. I just signed up. I didn't have a deep reason. I didn't have a deep motivation. Next question, what do you hope to accomplish? I wanted to make $500 a month extra money. That's it, $500 a month extra money. Next question, why is that important to you? Why is it important to you? In my case, I wanted to put the $500 a month in the bank. I just wanted to save it. Anybody relate to just the desire to put money away? Now, in my case, just to give you a little backstory, I told you that I come from the coaching and consulting business. We worked with real estate agents, and that was a great choice because that business was constantly growing until it stopped, till it just imploded at the end of 2008. Do you guys remember the Great Recession? I'm sure you do. Yeah, our business disappeared overnight, literally. And like most of the country, I found myself out of work trying to figure it out. And we quickly went through our savings. And, you know, this isn't a sob story. We made it by God's good grace. We made it through that recession by our fingernails, but we made it through. And, but I hadn't saved money anymore. We used our savings and we stopped saving. So at the point where I was looking at this network marketing opportunity, it had been almost 7 years since we had saved a penny in the bank. Nothing was in the bank, which is, you know, kind of terrifying. For those of you who've lived paycheck to paycheck, it's very unsettling. So I thought, wow, this would be cool if I could put some money in the bank every month by doing a little bit of network marketing on the side. Next question, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? Okay, so what I really wanted to do, if I could save money long enough, was buy a new house. I just wanted a new house for my family. We'd outgrown our house. We have 4 kids now. We were literally on top of each other in every room. There was nowhere to be. And, you know, everyone shared a room. Even my wife and I, we shared, our room was also the nursery for the baby. And I dreamt of coming home and building my own business. And I thought, where would I even do that? There's not even a place to do it. So I dreamt of buying a new home. Next question, why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? So in my case, I had to figure out, why is buying a home a meaningful goal? And I'm not sure that it is meaningful, honestly. Is it meaningful? I mean, it meant something to me. And as I really thought about this and dug deep into it. See, what's going to happen when you go through this process is you're going to have to face up to things you've pushed down and not looked at because you're busy surviving, right? In my case, it wasn't the house that was the problem. It was that the house represented family, and my family life was not what I wanted it to be. I just wasn't present for them. I was providing financially for them by working all the time, but I wasn't there. And I would get up in the morning and my kids would be in their pajamas when I left. I'd kiss them goodbye and go to work. I'd come home in the evening, they were already in their pajamas getting ready for bed. I'm sure some of you can relate to this. And I was missing them. I was going to completely miss their childhood. And that's not what I wanted to happen. Not to mention my marriage. I mean, I spent 40 minutes a day with my wife. And so nowadays she probably wished I would go to work sometimes because I'm home all the time, but it's all good. So I wanted something different. You know, I didn't want that to be my reality. I wanted to be not just the provider of my family, but also a part of it. You know, someone who shapes my children, the whole thing. So I kind of thinking about this, I kind of had this aha moment. Some of you guys can relate to this. I started thinking about my job. By the way, I loved my job. I was well respected. I made good money. I made, you know, more than $100,000 a year at my job. I was well respected, had a lot of status, a fancy office. And yet I realized there was nowhere left for me to grow. I was at the very top of my career. I couldn't do any better. And yet here we were, not able to save any money. How silly is that? And now I'm looking over at this thing I was thinking about picking up for $500 a month extra. I'm looking at that business model and I'm thinking there's no end to how I could grow this, right? Sky's the limit, right? True? It was a pretty logical thing for me to flip the switch and stop looking at my network marketing business as my extra and started looking at my salary as my extra. See, because I realized that for me to achieve my why, I had to pursue the network marketing business. It was the only way to get there. My job wasn't going to get me there. So as soon as I started thinking about my network marketing business as my primary vehicle and my job as extra money until I got there, it was totally different. And I was able to write my first why statement from this thinking process. Let me share it with you because I have it here in this sample account. This is the why I wrote, by the way, less than 3 years ago. How amazing is that? But this was my why: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. That was my why. And you know what? It was so powerful for me writing this down because I understood what was at stake. It was so much more than a little extra money. It was everything that I cared about. Make sense? And it convicted me because there were days where I didn't feel like connecting with people. You guys relate to that? There's plenty of those times. And yet I would have to look at my why and decide, do I want to stay stuck where I am? Or do I want to go into Teamzy for 30 minutes, knock out my power hour, and work towards my why? Once I had this written down, everything was clear. I want you all to know how it works. I left my job within 90 days, came home full-time to build my business. And remember, I had nowhere to work. This is a fun story. I'm going to share it with you because I found this photo recently. I went to Home Depot and I bought a shed. You know those sheds that you put your lawnmower in the backyard? Do you guys have one of those? I bought one of those and I built an office in my backyard, right on the dirt. I had that shed dropped in the dirt. I ran an extension cord out, drilled a hole through the wall, ran that extension cord through the hole, put a computer in there, started building my business. I was sweating in the summer and freezing in the winter. Even though I live here in San Diego, it's still extreme when you're in a shed. But you know what? It made it happen. And you can see in this photo, which is really cool, this is one of my good friends and business partner, Mike Lopez. You can see in the background what's on my whiteboard. We're synergizing a new idea at that time called Teamzy. Hey, it all started with a why. This is why I took a few minutes to talk to you about the why, because you need to do this part. Don't skip the why. If you don't have it, you'll quit. And when you bring people onto your team and they don't want to take time to do this, they'll probably quit too. Just be ready for it. Okay? You need to know why you're in the game. And if you don't have a good reason, you'll end up quitting too. Okay? Next. By the way, whatever you write in this last box, the My Why box, when you click continue, that'll save to the dashboard of Teamzy. Every single day when you log into Teamzy, you're going to come read it out loud to yourself, reinforce it in your head, and then do your power hour, okay? Last step here, we're going to get some contacts loaded into Teamzy, okay? If you've already built a team, you're going to get your team out of your back office and load it into Teamzy. That's the first thing to bring in. Then you're going to bring your customers in, okay? Then you're going to get all your Facebook friends loaded in. There's some videos here to help you do it. If you're brand new and you don't have a team or customers, great. Get your Facebook friends in. Let's start connecting with your relationships. Make sense? Got to get all your lists into Teamzy. One place, organized. Teamzy lives in the cloud, so you can always get to it. As long as you've got your phone nearby, you can get to your Teamzy. Okay? All right. Let me skip this. By the way, for any of you techie-averse people or you have trouble with that, if you have trouble with any part of that, I want you to notice right here on the bottom right-hand corner, see this little help. You just click that, send a message, and say, I need help. If you're specifically having trouble importing files or something, just click this, add your files, okay? And say, I need help with these files, and my team will do it for you. Don't worry about it. We'll help you. We've made this as easy as possible, but if you still struggle, we're here to help. Okay. All right, so now we've got everything set up. We're ready to crush a power hour. You guys ready? All right. So as I get started in this, I just want you guys to know at the very end today, after I demonstrate this, I will do a short Q&A session. So if you've got questions, you can load those into the Q&A area now, and we'll answer those when we get there. Okay, so as we mentioned before, these are our goals. Now my goal here is 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 distributors, 3 invites, 3 ads. All right, let's get started. In the power hour, first we're gonna go left to right, okay? We'll start with prospects. First person on my list is Jay. Okay, I'm going to connect with Jay. Now I've got Facebook open right here, so I can connect with Jay. Okay, but first, this is where I used to get stuck. I'd go, oh my gosh, what am I going to say to her? Do you guys ever get stuck right here? And then you spend all this time trying to figure out what to say, and you waste all your time. How many of you are guilty of going to Jay's Facebook page and reading the entire thing before sending a message? Yeah, it's a waste of time. Don't do that. You just need to get a quick greeting, something quick that you can just get a smile, a make your day statement, start a conversation, and move on. Because here's what I want you guys to understand. You should only be spending time with the people who are responding to you. Don't spend time thinking about the people who don't respond. Just spend time talking to the people who respond. So Jay's the first person on my list. What I'm going to do is, so that I don't spend too much time overthinking this, I'm going to go to scripts right here in the middle, click it, and I'm going to get one of Eric's scripts. I'll get a Facebook script, boom, and I'm just going to get this one, connect number 1. Here it is. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. So simple. Oh my gosh, this works so well, you guys. Works so well. I'm going to hit copy script, okay? Now what I'll do is I'm just going to paste it in so I can edit it. I'm going to change the name to the right name, okay? If you need to reword it a little bit, you can. Of course, I think it sounds great, so I'm not going to reword it. Put an emoticon in there. Oh, that's weird. It didn't come in funny. It didn't come in nice. Is that because of the new JavaScript update I did? There, that one looks good. I gotta have the full color emoticon. All right. So it's all ready to go. Now check this out. What I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna, now that I have it the way I want it, I'm gonna copy it again and send it in Facebook. So I'm gonna go to Facebook, look Jay up. Boom, there she is. We'll send this message. Hi, Jay, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Send. See how easy that was? Now toggle back over to Teamzy and we'll finish logging it. That was a Facebook message. I'm going to click the big log connect button. See that big blue button? Done. So Teamzy told me who to connect with, helped me with what to say, and logged it all at the same time. Okay? All I had to do was go send it. And now it's done, and she's off my list. Notice she's gone, and I have 1 up on my scoreboard. Next person's Heart. And I'm just going to use that same script to connect with Heart. I'm just going to change that name. Oh, not Jahart. Heart. Oh, man. Anybody a bad typist like me? I used to be a good typist, but, you know, I was spoiled. Hi, Heart. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. I'll do the exact same thing. I'm going to copy that. I'll go over to Facebook and send it. Okay, and then log it here in Teamzy. Boom. 2 done. Now I'm just going to jam down the list. Does this make sense? Stay on the prospect list until you hit your goal for the day. In my case, it's 10. So I've got 8 more messages to send. Okay. If I get to somebody and I've already connected with them in the past and I want to use a different script, great. I'll just grab a different script from scripts, just a quick connect to start a conversation. So I'm done with those 10. When I'm all done with those 10, I'll move to the next list. Now, just a little tip here. Some people will respond instantly, and I don't want you to go down the rabbit trail of having a conversation with them right now. You need to finish your power hour and get all your outgoing messages out. It won't take that long, and then you can go back and start having those conversations with people. Make sense? Okay. So when I've gone down my prospects 10 times, 10 different people, I'm done. I'll move to my customers. Now I'm going to connect the same way. Gail's the first person. I'll go to scripts. I'll grab a quick script to connect with a customer. By the way, Teamzy dynamically changes it. Now it's giving me scripts for customers. Okay. Here's a great one. Hi, John. How are you enjoying the products? Please send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Okay, great. I'm going to copy that script. Okay. Paste that in there. And you're just going to modify it just the same way. Okay. Gail, great. How are you enjoying? I know we've got people from every network in here, but I also know we got a bunch of you juice plusers in here. Are you enjoying your tower garden? Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. How simple is that? Boom. Great. I'm going to copy that. I'll go to Facebook, message it to Gail. Okay. And then log it here with the big blue log connect button. Boom. Now I've got one done. List moves up. I'm going to go to the next customer on my list and connect with my customers. Okay. Just really quick. I want you guys to understand something. It is as important to connect with customers as it is prospects. Okay. There's 3 reasons, really quick. I don't have a lot of time to go into it tonight. If you join the Teamzy family, you'll see me doing other trainings on some of these topics going deeper. But the 3 reasons why you need to be in regular contact with customers. 1 is the right thing to do. You're a business owner. You need to be in touch with your customers, period. Number 2, when you are in regular contact with customers, they order more products, okay? Let me just say it again. When you're in regular contact with customers, they order more products. And people that are on a recurring monthly order retain longer. Now, do I mean you're calling them every month or messaging them every month and saying, would you like to order? No, I'm just saying stay in touch. Just stay in touch, okay? Hey, just connecting. Hey, is there anything you can do to make your day? Hey, I was thinking about you today, okay? How are you enjoying your tower garden? How are you enjoying your lash boost, whatever? Make sense? I used to focus on health. I used to say things like, hey, did you drink your water today? You know, whatever's appropriate, connect with them. Okay, the 3rd reason why you need to be in touch with your customers. By the way, just a little note on that for you team leaders. Imagine your whole team in Teamzy for a 30-day free trial, connecting with customers. Imagine the difference in team volume. I've seen volume go 30-40% in 1 month on big teams. Just volume. Why? Because they're just connecting. Okay. Number 3 is if you'd like new customers. How many of you would like new customers? Anybody like new customers? Yeah, I see some hands going up. Here's the thing. If you want new customers, where do you go get them? Do you know where to go get new customers? Is there like a special customer store? No, the best place to get a new customer, write this down. The best place to get a new customer is from a current customer. Okay, the best place to get a new customer is from a current customer. Okay. People who are using products and loving them, what do? They talk about them. You do this, so that's why you're in this business. You were talking about it and someone was like, you get paid for that, right? They talk about it and what happens is they're excited. And you guys just need to know, in North America, it's like 86% of people make buying decisions based on the recommendations of their friends. That's a lot of people. That means your current customers already have friends who are ready to purchase. So why aren't you in touch with them? Why aren't you getting introduced to their friends? Some of those friends are probably already Googling your company and buying it from someone else online or something. Okay? Stay in touch with your customers, get introduced to the friends they're talking to. By the way, this is the best way to get a great new distributor in your team is when somebody says, yeah, I have 3 friends who are interested. You're like, great, I'm going to sign you up as a distributor and they're going to be your customers. It's the best way because you've got people who are on fire for the products already and are already willing to share, right? Okay, next. Again, sorry, I could talk to you guys literally for an hour on that concept, but I don't have it tonight. Next list, distributors. You're going to go down your distributor list and you're going to connect with them and make their day too. And this is so huge, guys, because listen, if you've got 2 distributors on your team, it's easy to stay in touch, right? If you've got 10,000 distributors on your team, it's harder to stay in touch, but it's just as important. People need to feel connected to you as the leader of the team. That connection will keep people in the business much longer. And that helps them because the longer they stay in, the better chance they have of being successful. People will stay longer and work harder for the personal relationship than for any other reason. They will stay longer and work harder for the personal relationship than they will for the income. This is true in any job. Every social science study that has ever studied people's work performance has shown this. The number one thing is personal connection, relationship. That's why we built Teamzy and named it Teamzy and not Salesy or something cheesy like that. It's about your team and the connection you can have with them. So start now. If you've got a big team, now you have a system that will help you manage that team. You don't need to talk to every single person on the team, but you should be talking to all your personally sponsored people and all the leaders on your team. Okay? Prospects, customers, distributors. When you're done with those 3 lists, now you're going to go work your follow-ups list. Oh wait, the follow-ups list is empty. The follow-ups list is not automatic. You have to put people on the follow-ups list. This is where we put interested people. See, prospects, customers, distributors, these are just connecting with people, building relationships, investing in people, letting them know that you're there to take care of them. Follow-ups are when you have found somebody who's interested and then asked them. You've invited them to something. Now you've got a reason to follow up with them. You put them on that list. Let me show you how it works. So let's just say I messaged my friend Jay, just my connect. Hey, how are you? Hope you're having a great day. And she says, oh my gosh, Eric, great to hear from you. How are you? We're doing great. Okay, now she's responded. Now I'm gonna have a conversation with her. So I'm gonna message her back. Oh, well, what have you been up to? Send me an update. What have you been up to? So she's telling me what she's been up to. We're catching up, right? We're catching up. I'm asking her questions. I'm interested in what she's doing. And what I'm doing as I'm talking to her, just please listen up to this, guys. What I'm doing as I'm talking to her is I'm not waiting to insert my business somehow in the conversation. I'm listening for a way I can help her. I'm listening for a way I can help her. That is the goal of the conversation. Now, if I can help her in any way, I'm going to do it. Sometimes it will be with my business. Most of the time, it might not be, right? It might be that she needs a referral to a new dentist for her kids, something simple like that. It might be that she's going through something and needs someone to pray with her. I don't know. I'm going to listen and find out what she needs, and I'm going to be here to help her. Now, in some cases, she needs exactly what my business solves. That's a home run. Then I'm going to invite her. So let's just give an example, right? So we're talking, she says, I'm catching up with her. I'm listening for wants and needs. We're talking and we're having a great back and forth exchange. She says, what about you? What have you been up to? And then I tell my story. Okay. I tell her what I do and why I'm passionate about it. In my case, back in the day, I was a beach buddy coach. And so my goal was to help people get healthy and fit. And I would tell her, I lost 60 pounds. It changed my life. Now I'm paying it forward by helping other people do the same. She said, oh, that's so cool. I go, yeah, it's amazing. I always had a tally of how many pounds we had lost. So I would say, so far I've helped people lose more than 2,700 pounds. She said, wow, that's so cool. Yeah, it's been fun. So as we're talking, she's like, maybe I uncovered some interest in Jay. And she says, I could lose 20 pounds, to be honest with you. I said, great. So now here's somebody who's actually shown a need or an interest in what I do. So I'm going to specifically say to her, Jay, I'd be happy to help you with that. If you want to jump on a call or a Zoom and I can just ask you a couple questions and see if it's something I can help you with? Sure. Great. So we jump on. Great. We jump on a Zoom and I'll ask her questions. Why do you want to lose weight? Great. What do you want to do? What is it about your health that you want to improve? How are you working out now? What does your daily nutrition look like? I'm going to ask her relevant questions that are going to help me prescribe a solution to her. Now you're going to do that with your business, whatever it is, whether you're selling eyelash extensions, nutritional supplements, cleaning, whatever it is. Okay. You figure out what are relevant questions I'm going to ask her and I'm going to go, great. I think I can help you. Now that I know what you want to achieve, I can help you. And here's what I recommend you do. Okay. So this is where I'm going to now invite her to something. I'm going to invite her to buy something. I'm going to invite her to join the program. I'm going to invite her to something. Make sense? Okay. So in my case, what I would do is I would send her some information with links to purchase a specific program. But let's say she's, let's say this conversation went a different way. Let's say she was interested in a business. She wants to earn money like me. Great. Now I'm going to invite her to an event to learn more about the business. Either way, as I'm uncovering this interest in this conversation, I'm going to now invite her to something specific. So let me show you how I do it in Teamzy. Wait, where'd Teamzy go? There it is. Too many buttons. First of all, she's not on my dashboard anymore, so I'm going to look her up. You just use that little lookup bar on the top. You put in a couple letters, and people will pop up there. There she is. That brings me to her full record. I'm going to click the big blue connect button to reopen that connect box. Now, what I'm going to do this time, though, is I'm going to click on this little invite. See where it is? It says invite. Right now, it's set to default, which is just to connect. That's what we were doing before, but now we're going to actually invite. So let's say I'm going to invite her to a business opportunity meeting. Great. Just put a note. I'm inviting Jay to this business opportunity meeting. And now I want you to notice right here, see where it has this little calendar? That's your follow-ups. And it's automatically added one for 2 days from now. But I'm going to change that actually to tomorrow. That's kind of a fail-safe to make sure you don't forget to put them on your follow-ups list when you send an invite. I'm going to follow up with her tomorrow. This was let's say I'm sending this via Facebook message. Great. I'm sending her the invitation via Facebook message, and I'm going to follow up with her tomorrow. Okay. So now when I click that big blue log connect button, it's now set the follow-up for me on Jay's contact record. If I go back to my dashboard and click on follow-ups, you'll see that now I have somebody on my follow-ups list. It's Jay, and she's due tomorrow. Make sense? I cannot mess this up. So as I'm having conversations with people and I uncover interest, I invite them to something specific and I set a follow-up with them. Okay? And just a little tip, always tell them you're going to follow up. Hey, Jay, I'm going to send you this right now to this meeting. It's virtual tonight. Watch it. I'll follow up tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Tell them when you're going to follow up and then do it. That's the first time you prove to them that you can be trusted. Okay? You fulfill your word and you're trusted. Okay. So now I'm going to follow up with her tomorrow. So this is what my power hour looks like tomorrow. Prospects connecting, just like I showed you. Customers connecting, just like I showed you. Distributors connecting, just like I showed you. Now we're going to work our follow-ups list. I've got one due, it's with Jay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my scripts, just like before. I'm going to use Facebook again because that's the best response rate. Facebook, by the way, has the best response rate. That's why I use it the most. But you can message people however you do it. And I'm just going to get a follow-up script. Look, follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Okay, great. Copy the script. Boom. By the way, how many of you are excited to know that I put 10 follow-up scripts in order for you to use in Teamzy? Yeah, because I know you struggle with this. It's super easy. Look, Jay, hi, Jay, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Great. That's ready to go. So now I'm going to follow up just like I told her I would. And actually send it to her. Jay doesn't mind that I message her every time I do a call. She works for Teamzy. Look, I'm going to send the message. Hi, Jay, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Send. Boom. Now it's sent. We'll go back to Teamzy. Now I'm going to log this in Teamzy, but pay attention. Pay attention. This is important. When you log a follow-up, set your next follow-up before you send it away. So let's say I'll follow up in 2 days. Okay, set your next follow-up, then log it. Boom. Now I've got a new follow-up due on Thursday. Great. See how easy that was? So as I'm adding people to my follow-ups list, I don't have to think about when they're due. When I work my power hour, I get to my follow-ups list and whoever's due, I follow up with. And everybody who's not due, I just leave them. Make sense? Now, what I'm going to do with Jay, next time, when she's due next, I'm going to come in here again. I'll go to my scripts. I'll go to Facebook. I'm going to grab follow-up number 2 this time. Hi, Jane, just making sure you got my email or my message and checking to see if you have any questions. Great. I'll send her that one. Now let's talk about following up because I've showed you how easy it is in Teamzy to do. Especially just use my scripts, don't worry about it. But I want you guys to know this. This is important, okay? So for those of you guys who are making a sandwich in the room, come back, get your pen out. This is important, write this down. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. 80%. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. So the question I have for you is how many of you follow up 10 times on a prospect who's interested? Now, I know that you don't have your microphones on, but I think I would hear crickets anyways, because most people don't follow up enough. And most of you would think I'm insane to even suggest following up 10 times because you're so concerned about being annoying. True? But here's what I want you to understand. First of all, I'm going to teach you how to do it without being annoying. Okay. In about 2 seconds, you're going to learn how to never be annoying when you follow up. People will thank you for it and they will love you for it and they will think you're amazing for it. Okay. That's coming in a second. But first off, I need you to think differently about this. How many of you guys can raise your little hands if this is you. How many of you are in this business because you honestly believe you can help change people's lives for the better? Yeah, I see those little hands popping up. Now, I'm going to say something a little controversial to you because here's the truth. You want to help people, but and how many of you guys think that you have amazing products that can change lives? Yeah, or at least an amazing business plan that can change lives. But here's what I want you to know. Your product is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Your product is irrelevant. You could be selling used socks. Why do I say that? Because they're not buying those products. 80% of sales happen between 7 and 10 follow-ups. You're following up 3 times, which means the vast majority of people you could help you're not getting an opportunity to help them because you didn't follow up enough. Sorry, I'm out of focus. There we go. This is why I want you to understand that if your heart is in it to help people and change their lives, you have to understand the only thing you have that works is following up with them enough. And that is why I always say following up is not something that's annoying. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. You have to love people enough to follow up with them until you can help them. Now, it's different because you're not following up with people that aren't interested. Does that make sense? But it's important. And I want you also to know that not following up enough tells people that you don't care about them. Okay? Not following up enough tells people you don't care about them. Following up is an act of love. Now, I'm going to teach you really quick how to follow up without being annoying. You ready? 2 principles. The first one is this. Never ask someone to do anything in your follow-up. Don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to call you back. Don't ask them to text you back. Don't ask them to RSVP for your event. Don't ask them to finish their purchase that they left unfinished in the shopping cart. Don't ask them to do anything in their follow-up. Just don't give them homework, okay? Don't be annoying. Number 2, your follow-up message should be sent as a message. Facebook Messenger is the best way. Text message is the second best way. Do not leave a voicemail. Oh my gosh, that's the most annoying thing in the world. To call somebody on the phone unannounced and then leave a voicemail, that's a double whammy. Don't ever do that, by the way, to me. The only people who call me and leave voicemails right now are annoying election people and attorneys that I don't really want to hear from, right? Don't do that. Message them. Now, here's the reason why you need to message them. Oh, and the last bit about messaging them, it has to be a short message. The message has to be short enough that it can be read as a message without opening the message. You need to be able to read it on your phone lock screen, okay? Now, let me explain why. First of all, you guys do this. If your message is too long and they have to open it, now they're annoyed because they didn't want to open your message. They just wanted to see it. They don't want to open your message because they're not going to respond to you right now. And they don't want you to know they've opened their message and think they're a jerk for not responding. You do this too, right? Yes, you do. So don't make them feel uncomfortable like that. Keep your message short and sweet so they can see it on their screen and you know that it's seen. You know that it's seen. Okay, even if they've never opened it. And I don't want any of you guys asking me in the Q&A, I have people who haven't even opened my message. What should I do? I'm telling you right now, they saw it and you won. You succeeded. They saw it. That's the goal. They're not going to open your message. They're going to see it though. Make sense? Okay. If you do this for following up, by the way, my 10 scripts in Teamzy follow these 2 rules. Just use them. They're in order. Oh my gosh, they work great. If you follow this process and stay in touch with people over time, they will not respond, of course, at all. Most people will not respond at all for 5 follow-ups. Okay? 0 response, crickets. And you guys are freaking out and creating all this drama in your mind about why they're not responding. I'll tell you why they're not responding. Your message comes through, they see it, and they're like, oh yeah, I gotta respond to Eric. And then they go, oh my gosh, the dog's throwing up on the baby. I gotta go handle that. They put their phone down. The next day you message them while they're making dinner. They're too busy. The next day you message them, right? Does this make sense? They're driving. It's not because they're not interested. It's because they're living their life. Most people will not respond to the first 5, but if you follow my rules, they will see them. They will see them. and around 5 or 6 follow-ups, you'll get that response that says, I'm sorry I haven't responded. You're amazing. Thank you so much for caring so much and staying on top of me. Because they feel like you should have dropped them for not responding, and yet you didn't. Does this make sense? You're showing your care. You're showing your love, and they will feel it. They will thank you for it. And then you keep following up. You keep following up. You keep following up. I just want you guys to know that the vast majority of people, 80%, take between 7 and 10 follow-ups. You got to follow up more. Now, just follow my rules. Don't be annoying. And Teamzy makes it so easy. Connect with people, have conversations all day long. And some of those conversations, you'll find interest. Invite them to something specific. Put them on your follow-ups list. Keep them on your follow-ups list. Okay? Every morning or whenever you do your power hour, you come in, boom, connect with people, then do your follow-ups. That's your power hour. Half of it is connecting with people. Half of it is doing your follow-ups, and you're done. How easy is that? Now, let's say Jay finally, after all this, signs up. She joins the team. How do I do it in Teamzy? Let's finish her off, and then I'll do some quick Q&A. Where am I? Right here. Okay. So what we'll do is, the same on the dashboard, boom, and it's like, oh, where's Jay? Let me look her up. Remember, you can use this lookup bar to jump to someone's record. Here I am, okay? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna click sale to log that she bought something. I'm just gonna say distributor kit, because I don't know about you, but the vast majority of my customers came in as distributors, right? It was a better deal. And I'm gonna click save. That just let Teamzy know you got a sale, so it can track your business statistics. Now I'll add a tag. These are tags you can add. I've added a few popular products just as an example, but I always put a tag in for the product that they purchase. Okay? So put in the tags for the product they purchased, which is great. And then now what we're gonna do is on member type right here, we'll change them from prospect to distributor, personally sponsored. Now she's on my team, okay? I can dismiss this follow-up if I don't need it anymore. And now next time I see her on my list, it'll be on my distributor list. I'll continue building that relationship with her, okay? And that's how you do it. That's how you connect with 20 people. Find the interested people, invite them, follow up like a pro. Rinse and repeat. You do that daily, you'll create a ton of momentum. Remember, our active users, which are doing exactly what I showed you today, are averaging 9 recruits and 21 customers over 90 days. That's pretty awesome. All right, so if you've got questions, what I want you guys to do is go ahead and put the questions in the Q&A, okay? And I will answer as many of them as I can. Where is it? We've got 10 already. Jerry says, can you please be more specific with how to import customer and reps from the virtual office? Okay, let me show you how to do that in Teamzy. Obviously, it's going to be different for each of you depending on your network. But I want you to see on the left side of Teamzy is the Help Center. See where it says Help Center? I click that. The Help Center has everything you need. Now, look at this, import from my back office. So if you go here, you can see, hold on, I don't want it to play. It's not going to play, is it? Okay. I don't want myself talking over myself. But look, you see if your network is available because we've got a lot of the more popular networks done. So let's see, she said virtual office, so I'm guessing that she is with Juice Plus. So I would click Juice Plus, okay, which is gonna give you a video, but also if you can see the instructions right here if you want to read them. Here's the instructions. Okay. It's all in the Help Center, you can do it yourself. Now, if you run into trouble, again, just ask for help. Now, it doesn't matter what company you're with, there's lots of different ones here that can help you. Okay. Can you please be more specific? Oh wait, didn't I just do that one? Oh yeah, done. Can you add your own personalized scripts? Absolutely, Jodan, you can do that. You go in, let me show you again. So when you go into scripts, you just hit new script, boom, and you add your own scripts, okay? You can also take one of my scripts and customize it and save it customized. By the way, just a little pro tip. Hold on, let me just answer live, boom. Done. Now they're making me click twice. Come on, that's not user-friendly. What I used to do is I would have an email for each product package that I would sell, right? So if people had a specific issue, I'd say, boom, this is what you need. I'd already have that email written with the links, my personal links to purchase, and all the information on everything they needed with those. I'd have that email ready. So as I'm talking to somebody and I'd say, I think you need this program, I'm gonna send you some information right now. That email was already saved as a script in Teamzy. I would grab the script, send it out. And they were like, wow. Okay. So you can use those scripts that way. Sandy says, maybe this is a silly question and it'll be answered in a training video, but how do we add all those people who are not in a digital list and are just on little slips of paper? No, Sandy, actually, I'm glad you asked that. So right here at the top of the screen, you see this little purple circle guy? Click him, okay? And you just add somebody really quick. Boom. That adds your contact. Now it brings me to her full contact record where I can now put in her email, her phone, her address. I can enter everything that I want to enter. How sweet is that? You do need that because you will be meeting people. And by the way, this is great. You can pull this up on your phone. You're meeting somebody in person in a store or something. You can put them right into Teamzy, right? You can set them right up. You can set their follow-up for tomorrow so that they're on your list so you remember to connect with them later and say, hey, it was great to meet you. How cool is that? Okay, Paula says, I tried to start the free trial about a month or two ago, didn't have a strong internet connection. Can I try it again? I've moved. Yeah, Paula, send an email to support@teamzy.com, support@teamzy.com, and they'll take care of you. Jerry says, are you recommending all these messages on Facebook private message? If they aren't on Facebook, would you recommend a text, phone call, or email? Yeah. So Facebook Messenger right now has the best response rate. So that's where, if you have them on Facebook, message them. If you don't have them on Facebook, try to find them on Facebook and friend them. Okay, that's the best way to communicate because people respond really well. Second best would be text. Okay, second best would be text. And if you have their phone number and can text them, if you want to talk to them on the phone, please, this is the new courtesy, right? If you want to talk to somebody on the phone, always text them first and say, are you available to talk on the phone? Because nobody likes their phone ringing unexpected. Melissa says, when you send a message to connect and make a person smile, how quickly does that person's contact info roll back around? Oh, that's a great question. I think I forgot to show you that in the demo. So can you see right now, Melissa, on the screen next to Sandy, there's a number. And if you look on the left side, there's stars, right? So she's ranked as 3 stars. They come back around based on how many stars they have. So if I rank her a 5-star, she'll show up every 30 days. 4-star every 60 days, a 3-star every 90 days, a 2-star every 120 days. Make sense? So it depends on the star rating, how often they'll show up. And the star rating is how good a relationship you have with them or how strong a prospect you think they are. Okay? The higher, the better. So the higher the stars, the more often they come up. Okay. Linda says, connect, record. What is the benefit of putting in complete info when you have to use Facebook and phone anyway to finish the connect? That's a great question, Linda. I don't put in the complete info. I always record my outgoing message that starts the conversation because I need to know, Teamzy needs to know when to tell me to talk to that person again. So if I have a conversation that fizzles out, I don't set a follow-up or anything. They just show back up based on their number rank a month or 2 later, and I'll connect again. If I set a follow-up, obviously the follow-up tells me when to connect again. There's no reason to go back and record all the back and forth in Teamzy. Like you said, Sandy, it's already in your Facebook Messenger. But there are people who it makes them insane, it makes them crazy, not insane. Like they just don't like not having it all in there. If you do need to do that, what I recommend you do is you go to the activity feed of that person. I haven't connected yet with Sandy, but you can edit the original connect and paste the conversation in there. But that's just a lot of busy work you don't need to do. Great training. How often do you paste the 8 to 10 follow-up scripts, Kim says. Okay, so she's asking how often do you do the follow-ups? Kim, this is not an exact science, but I will tell you what I have found works well. If somebody's very interested when you're inviting them, I would follow up. Personally, I would follow up 3 days in a row, every day for 3 days straight. And there's a psychological reason for that, and that is very interested people are likely to pull the trigger in those first 3 days, right? After that, I might back it off every couple of days, you know, then 2 days, then 4 days. Just, I don't have a specific formula. It's just kind of like when you connect, you just think, oh, I'll follow up again in 3 days. I'll follow up again in a week, whatever. Does that make sense? But I always did the 3 days in a row and then maybe every 2 days for a little bit. I wanted to get to that like 4th or 5th follow-up pretty quickly, at least in the first, I wanted to get to 5 follow-ups in the first 2 weeks. Make sense? That way I had a good chance. Now, also in my business, I was trying to, well, your business the same way. I was trying to get them to close in that first month if I could. I wanted everybody to do, you know, I wanted to get them in that month. So I wanted to, you know, get them followed up with. Does it make sense? All right. How easy is it to set each of my customers ship to reminder dates using my virtual office customer genealogy? Initially, do I have to pick or set the date on every customer by hand? Yeah, you would have to do that every day by hand. But here's my advice to you, Jerry. Don't overcomplicate your life. Just put them in Teamzy and connect with them. If you're using Teamzy regularly, you'll be in regular contact. It doesn't matter when their ship to date is. You'll be in regular contact with them. When they need something, you'll be there for them. Okay? That is going to just be very complicated, especially when you knock this business out of the ballpark and you have tons of customers. Joe Don, now that I tag something, how do I use them? Okay, so tags. I'm on my team page right now, okay? So the team page in Teamzy is like your CRM, it's your virtual Rolodex where the whole list is, okay? On the left side, you'll see tags. So these are different tags that I've made. A tag just groups people together. So if you see a tag, if you click on it, it'll show you everybody who has that tag. It gives you that list of people. That's how you use it. So if I did a tag for example, Tower Garden, I would click that and I would see everybody who's bought a Tower Garden. Okay, pretty cool. You could also do a couple of tags. You can go up here to filter tags and you can add 2 or 3 tags and filter. It's really great because look, let me just give you an example. If you, let's say you're a Rodan and Fields consultant and you had somebody using one of the regimens on their skin and then you release Lash Boost, you want to say to everyone, hey, you bought this regimen and now we've added this new product you might be interested in. It lets you know who might be interested in the new product when you have a new launch. But you may already have a bunch of products and just know like, hey, if somebody bought this product, then they'll probably be interested in that product. Does this make sense? So it helps you with that. I also would do things like I would tag all my veterans so that on Veterans Day I could send them a note, for example. Different stuff. Okay. How do you record conversations with categories? How do you record? Sharon says, how do you record conversations with categories? Sharon, I don't understand that. Can you ask that question again, clarify it a little for me? Jennifer says, how do we personalize the sales? Add products, new distributors, etc. So you personalize the sales with the script, okay? So look, if I go back to, let's go to Kathy. Let's say Kathy bought something. Kathy's a veteran. I'm going to click my sale. Let's say she just bought other, right? And then I'm going to tag what she bought. She bought Shakeology, okay? So I just tag it. That's how I personalize it. That's how I keep track of what it is. Okay. It's the easiest, simplest way to keep track of it. Jan says, oh, we still got a lot of questions, don't we? How am I doing on time? Okay. Jan says, if I download my friends from Facebook, how do I keep that list current as I add new friends? Do I have to manually add new Facebook friend to Teamzy after the initial import? You don't have to manually add them, but the best way to do it is as you meet people every day is add them right here like we showed you. Okay. You can, if you fall behind, do another import. Teamzy won't duplicate the people who are already in there. They'll only bring the new people in, okay? But you are going to have a daily goal every day on your dashboard to add new people to your list. So you're going to have a motivation to go in and meet people and add them to your list every day. How do I add a video link, add a link to a video in the Teamzy copy of my Connect? How do I add a link to a video in the Teamzy copy? Oh, you just put the link in there. Just put the link in there and save it. Okay. When you send that message via text message or via Messenger, it'll activate the link. Okay, as long as you have it written out right. Kayleen, can we search on different items in the customer record? i.e. I want to go into the area, different area. No, okay, so what you can search right now, what you can search in the lookup bar is name, email, or phone number, okay? So if you wanted to invite everybody from a specific area to an event, excuse me, I have a big sneeze. Excuse me. What I recommend you do is adding tags. You tag those people to that area so you can quickly pull up a list. If your business has a lot of events where you're inviting people, definitely as you put them in, tag who they are. Okay. Is it possible to have too many prospects? Yeah. I mean, Teamzy doesn't care how many prospects you put in, but there's only so many people you can connect with consistently. Probably, I don't know. Probably about 3,000 or 4,000 people is all you can actually manage. Now, if you have more than that, what you'll be doing is as you connect, you'll be culling it. You'll be culling that number and you'll be looking for people who actually respond. Okay. Does Teamzy keep track of messages and info sent to a prospect or customer? Yeah. So look, for example, you're logging your activity in Teamzy as you go. Here's Jay. If I go to activity feed, it has all the messages I've ever sent her, right? There they are. Boom. Okay, it's got the whole record of our conversation there as we go, if that makes sense. Teamzy's a CRM, contact relationship manager. It's in there. Everything's there. It does everything a CRM does. People don't realize it because it's fun to use and it doesn't overwhelm them. Okay, I'm gonna just take 4 more questions, and then the rest of these you guys will have to email in. Sorry, we're gonna have to cut it, but let's see. Keeling says I try to use the 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months follow-ups. Do you follow that? Do you mean you follow up in 2 days, then 2 weeks, then 2 months? I don't know what that means. That seems like a long time for me. I'd follow up every few days. If somebody's really interested. Now, this is different. Now, look, what you may be talking about is following up with people who aren't interested because you just cold invited them to something and now you're trying to get them to respond. That's totally different than what I'm teaching. Just connecting with people, having conversations, Teamzy's going to bring them up constantly every few months or whatever to connect and have conversations with them. I'm only inviting people that are interested. See, what's wrong with this industry is it's like walking up to strangers and asking them out on a date constantly and then following up on that. Remember I asked you out on the date? Remember I asked you out on the date and they're like, will you go away? You're annoying me. You're so annoying. This is why people hate network marketing. A lot of people do. This is why people are skeptical and guarded when you're coming up on them. It's because everything that our industry teaches is self-centered. It's like, I need you to help me in my business. I need you to buy something. I need you. And people hate that. People hate being used. You need to shift your thinking to, I'm going to help people. I'm going to change lives. I'm connecting with people. And I'm looking for ways to invest in relationships, to help people, to love on people. And when there are people who are interested in learning about my business, I will invite them. And those people who have put their hand up and said, I'm interested, now I'm going to honor them by following up until they're ready. Does this make sense? But I'm not going to follow up with people who aren't. So to answer the question, and I don't know if I answered the question or if I just went on a rant. If somebody puts their hand up and says, yes, I'm interested, it's okay to follow up with them fairly often. Okay, you don't need to wait months or whatever. If somebody's not interested, they haven't shown any interest, you don't need to set a follow-up. You just let them be in Teamzy. They'll come up automatically and you'll reconnect every few months, okay? How would you handle incorporating canceled customers or disengaged distributors? That is a great question, Debbie. And here, I'm glad you answered this because this is another thing that I feel really strongly about. A canceled customer is still your customer. A canceled customer is still your customer. Every person who's ever been your customer is your customer. You're their person, okay? And canceled customers come back all the time. In my business, I loved canceled customers. If it was 2 days before the end of the month and I needed to make a bonus, I wouldn't call, I don't call people, but I would message people who were canceled customers and say, hey, we're doing an accountability to this group. Are you in? And I would get those people re-engaged because, they just had a bunch of product. So they canceled. They had a bunch of product they had to eat through 6 months ago. Now it's gone. They're ready to get back in. So canceled customers are still customers to you. Even if your company calls them inactive or whatever, you treat them the same. Okay, they're your customer. Make sense? Same thing with disengaged distributors, especially disengaged distributors who are still buying product. They're basically your best customers, right? Okay. And I would treat them the same. I would stay in touch with them. I would connect with them and see what they're up to. All right, one more. Once I log a connect, should I create a follow-up? No, absolutely not. When you log a connect, you do not create a follow-up. Okay, you just let them come back in your Teamzy flow. You create a follow-up when you've invited them to something specific because they've shown interest. Okay? Otherwise, your follow-up list will be the most annoying thing in the world. Your follow-up list is your pipeline of very interested people who have been invited to something specific. Everyone else just cycles through on Teamzy. You're going to stay in touch with them. Does this make sense? Don't overcomplicate your life. Is there a Teamzy app? There is a Teamzy mobile web page that is super easy to use. Okay? So I'll see if I can show it to you guys real quick. So it's like being an app. It's there all the time. Sign in. Oh, I got to share that screen. Sorry, I'm sharing my computer. Oh, they changed this thing again. Now I have to say trust this computer. Hold on a second, guys. All right, let's see. Sorry, everybody updated their apps this week. There it is. Okay, there's my phone. So you can see this is Teamzy Mobile, and I can do everything on my phone that I could do in Teamzy, right? It's all right there. I can connect with, oh look, Eric Johnson's up next. I can connect, I can get my scripts, right? I can get my connect script, I can copy that script. I can now toggle over, open Facebook Messenger, send the message, right? Toggle back to Teamzy, continue logging it. See how easy it is? Pretty cool, right? All right, I'm gonna take, let's see, one more. Stop share. How much does Teamzy cost? Last question I'm gonna take. Great. Teamzy is $29.99 a month for an ongoing subscription to Teamzy, but remember that's after your 30 days free. So it's $1 a day basically to have everything planned and ready to go. Have this assistant running your business. You can get a little bit of a discount if you buy a year in advance. You save 2 months worth of your tuition that way. But I want you guys to focus in on this. It is free for 30 days. And then after that, if you use this for 30 days, oh my gosh, it's no question. It's a no-brainer that you're gonna wanna continue to get it. You'll create a ton of momentum, okay? So my recommendation to all of you guys, I'm gonna send you on your way, is this. Go in there for your 30-day trial, crush it. Just do what I showed you. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't try to add things to the system. It's super simple because it works. It just keeps you focused on connecting with people, helping people, okay? Do your power hour every day. Get a success partner to do the 30-day trial with you. Pick somebody from your team or a sideline brother or sister and say, let's do this Teamzy thing together. Hold each other accountable to doing it. Every day when you finish your Teamzy goals, take a screenshot and message it over to your success partner. You'll get so much out of that free trial. It'll be awesome, okay? And so thank you for joining us tonight. Hopefully this was helpful. I know it was like drinking water from a fire hose. We will email out this recording video tomorrow so that you can share it with people. We also streamed live on Facebook, so you can go to our Facebook page, Teamzy Facebook, and find the recording there too. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. God bless you. Have a great night.